What's up everybody and welcome to Hotkeys, where each week we take a look at 5 PC games you should be playing. This week's games are Blazing Beaks, a twin-stick shooter with birds, a puzzle game, Sorry James, Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty, the story-driven Far From Noise, and our PC editor Tom Marks is back to showcase his pick of the week, Space Pirates and Zombies 2, a space sim with fast-paced combat and a complex tactical star map. We also have a laptop giveaway, so stick around for that and much more on this episode of Hotkeys. Our first game is Blazing Beaks. It's a top-down twin-stick shooter that just hit Steam Early Access. You delve into procedurally generated dungeons as a variety of different bird characters, shooting monsters and collecting unique loot along the way. Its charming pixel art reminds us a bit of the excellent Nuclear Throne. It has up to 4-player local co-op, as well as a PvP mode to help settle any grudges between friends. The Steam page says it expects to be in early access for at least 6 months, but at only $10, Blazing Beaks is already a fun little shoot-'em-up. Our next pick is a mind-bending puzzle game called Sorry James. It's okay, I don't take any offense to it. You have to decrypt files by solving tricky puzzles that the developer describes as a cross between Minesweeper and Sudoku, but there's also a lot more of an adult-themed narrative stringing the puzzles together. Sorry James also does some fourth-wall breaking stuff similar to Pony Island, with the entire game taking place on a fake computer operating system. At only $5, it's a puzzler worth playing. This next game definitely isn't new by any stretch of imagination, but Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty just got a very exciting update. Starting earlier this week, the legendary RTS became entirely free to play. That's right, you can now play through Wings of Liberty without paying anything, including its multiplayer modes, co-op, and ranked ladder. You still have to buy Heart of the Swarm and the Legacy of the Void expansion packs separately, but the base Wings of Liberty campaign is a large game in its own right. You can download StarCraft 2 for free right now through the Battle.net app. Next up is the serene story game Far From Noise. You play as a person trapped in a car teetering on the edge of a cliff and have to make branching dialogue choices as you come to terms with your very precarious situation. It's a fairly simple and short game, but Far From Noise's lovely art style and fantastically clever writing make it stand out as one to try, especially since it has multiple endings depending upon what you do along the way. You can get Far From Noise on Steam right now for $8. Before we get to our hottest pick, our honorable mention this week goes to Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. It didn't make our list because Sphinx was originally a PS2 classic from all the way back in 2003, but it's cool to see it's finally made its way to Steam and GOG for $15. Tom will be joining us shortly to play his top pick this week, Space Pirates and Zombies 2, but before that, IGN has teamed up with MSI to give you a chance to win a prize pack that comes with a backpack, headset, gaming mouse, plus some other goodies. And one of you lucky gamers has a chance to win the grand prize, a GE63 VR Raider 213 gaming laptop. The Raider comes equipped with an i7 processor, a GTX 1070, a 15.6-inch 120Hz display, and individually customizable RGB keys. Plus, it's under 5 pounds and barely over an inch thick. Head on over to go.ign.com/hotkeys_giveaway to enter. You can also buy yours now on Amazon and Newegg. Our top pick this week is Space Pirates and Zombies 2, a real-time space shooter with a huge tactical map and a whole bunch of other supporting systems. The game has been in early access for a while now, but it finally left with its 1.0 launch last week. Let's take a closer look at Space Pirates and Zombies 2. Tom Marks, everybody, here to show us Space Pirates and Zombies 2. I have to say, the first game was one of those that I purchased and waited in my Steam library, and I never played it, and I was very curious as to what it was. I was a big fan of FTL. I'm a big EVE Online guy, so tell me about this. Yeah, so Space Pirates and Zombies 2, as long and weird as the name is a kind of space exploration combat game. There's a few different portions of it, like this is this large star chart. This is a whole area you can explore that different factions within the game control. This is my little ship, and you can ally with certain factions or war with them, and you can do missions that might make one angry and the other happy. For example, right here, this green faction is currently raiding the yellow one. Yeah. So I could potentially, I don't want to right now because it's kind of a high level thing, but
I could go in and I could aid one side or the other and kind of pick sides in that sense.
Let's see what that gameplay looks like, because that is a much more action-oriented deal. And actually, right away, this is giving me echoes of Mount and Blade, if you played that. Whereas there's this overworld map, you're kind of going around, you have your band of merry men, in this case, spacefaring folk.
So what I'll do is I'll get over to all the space stations within it, have arenas, which are like kind of specific fights you can do. They're a little bit more curated. You're given a ship that's not your own ship, that has kind of something about it. So like,
and Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo is here.
Yeah.
Great.
His name is Max Capacitor, thank you very much. In this case, you know, this guy has these bombers and laser hangers, and the one you get in range, it has some more things. So this is what the actual combat is this first or third person real-time space fights, where I have these little fighters that are going out and fighting for me, and I'm actually aiming my shots right now. I'm running into an asteroid as well,
sure.
But...
So are you about to destroy the Pillar of Autumn, and it's going to crash land on the Halo ring over there? Let's get that in frame real quick.
Oh yeah, that's canon, actually. This is basically just Halo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, quote Tom Marks on that, everybody.
Basically Halo, IGN.com. Yeah, no, it's...
And Halo meets Dark Souls, right?
Yes, exactly.
Arena 1 complete, that seemed pretty easy.
So that was just an intro arena, and every space station has these different... Every space station on the star map has a different kind of thing in their arena, and then you can also just go out and pick fights, or you can do raids with your own ship. Right now, this is pretty early in the game still. You complete quests as well, so since this is early, the quest for me is get a ship that isn't terrible, right? So if you take a look at my ship, this is my actual ship, and it's full of junk. These are like scrap parts. It's not very nice looking.
Well, it does have those flags that are somehow miraculously waving in the vacuum of space.
They're magic flags. This is a game about space pirates and zombies, man.
I don't know why I can't suspend my disbelief with space games the way I can with other, so my fault there.
But yeah, so you can go to stores, which, you know, there's not just fighting at starbases. You can also go in and you can trade. And you see, like, all my stuff is junk, so it doesn't sell for anything. But I can go over here, and one of my missions was to get, you know, new wings, new parts of my ship that like have both weapons and also maneuverability. So if I go in here and I say, okay, I want this left wing, because it's all I can afford right now, because I only have 931 scrap, I can say trade, I get the wing, and then I can go back into that assemble ship zone, and I can pop this part of my ship off.
Fun.
And then pull this new piece
that
I have
pretty visceral.
over.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's not just like a menu.
And click it on. Yeah, and see, now you can even see the little gun that's on that ship is kind of waving around. And if I fire, it'll do its thing as well.
Sure. So you mentioned a mission requiring you to put that on, or suggesting you put that on. Is there a main mission that is kind of carrying you through the entire game, or does it get you to a point and then it just says go crazy?
Yeah, no, there is sort of a main quest line to go through, but this game is sort of primarily just like not like there is a sandbox mode where you can just explore the entire galaxy if you want, but then also this is the campaign where it has a mission that you need to go through. Part of that also is you go to these little resource nodes hidden around the map, so this one's actually being taken up by someone.
Sure.
But another part of this game is finding little like resource nodes to mine, or in this case, this is a little bit of a lore thing. So it'll get me a bonus of 25 what's called res, and then 100 scrap, and I can go in and I can scan this. And not only will it give me those bonuses, but it'll tell me a little bit about the world. In this case, it's a little bit of information about this thing called the Dark Entity.
Sure, and it's kind of visually nice. I think I remember the first game was a lot, in terms of its visual fidelity, nowhere near as good looking as this.
Yeah, it is a very nice looking game. I mean, the first game came out a long time ago. Now it's like a very competent, fun, full game. And so to the point where you can do it has that sandboxy feel where like, oh, here's a capital transport ship, and we can just kind of click fight, and just jump in against this thing. And we're very low level and we're not very good right now, but we can just go up against it.
So you said you allied yourself to a faction earlier,
right?
And you're attacking a capital ship that I assume is of another faction.
Yeah, and so it'll make that other faction mad. But then something that's a show off as well is you can have these little like helper ships. And you can set your AI of your ships to like attack a certain target. So like I could say attack that rock, but I want them to attack this ship.
I love how drifty this guy is.
Yeah, and then I can go in and I can attack specifically with this. And you can have a bunch of little ships helping you.
Is Vin Diesel driving that?
Yeah. It is the Tokyo Drift of spaceships for sure.
So, did you just get destroyed?
I did just get destroyed. Like I said, pretty early on in the game, you shouldn't really just go around just attacking capital ships.
Basically Dark Souls. So next time we get into a fight, I want you to talk me through like the actual combat, what's happening.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of pretty lights and lasers shooting all over the place, but.
So like this ship is the Plasma Destroyer, and it literally says if this ship is pointed at something, it's probably already dead. And you'll see that because you see all the little like.
Wow. What is happening?
Fleets of little ships just popping out of my big one.
That is exciting.
And I can head over to the guy I'm supposed to fight, and you'll see this ship is huge, and it's really not maneuverable. I can, as we do, point the ship at another ship, and basically it'll just melt it. And what you're doing when you're controlling, like you asked, is
wait. Was that a skill shot that you just did, or is everything kind of auto-targeted?
So missiles are locked on,
okay.
But most of your guns are actually you are pointing the mouse and aiming, and you can kind of lead targets that way. And the controls are just WASD to move around. WASD. You can boost with Shift, and then you can do some other things like that's boosting my shields when I press space. And then you can swap between little ships if you have any. This one doesn't have any controllable little ships.
Sure.
And then as you level up, you actually do level up as not just your ship, but you get new perks. And so right now I've leveled up to level 2, and I can choose a perk where it's either increased weapon damage, increased shield strength, or increased weapon and shield boost power pool, which is that thing I was doing at the end there. The loop of this game is really, really satisfying. It's really... It provides a ton of freedom in what you do, right? Like it really gives you the choice to just play the way you want to play, especially in the sandbox mode, of course, which doesn't have the story. It just says go, go figure it out.
Sure. What is the price point for Space Pirates and Zombies 2?
Space Pirates and Zombies 2 is $20. It's
reasonable.
available on Steam, just left early access, and yeah, it's a very full space sim with some pretty unique twists on how you actually progress through it.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for giving us a look at this. Now, we're going to do something that we're going to do every show. And this is we're going to read a comment and see what you are playing. And we had a comment from John Sledge who said, "How is Warframe not on this list? Disrespectful." Well, I agree. The Plains of Eidolon update was awesome, but unfortunately came out a little bit too early for us to cover. And basically, that's a giant zone. You can get together with your friends and tackle these emergent monsters with this like day-night cycle, all this cool stuff.
Yeah, it's a really cool update.
And you play that game a ton.
I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge Warframe fan, so no disrespect there intended. Yeah, the Eidolon update came out a little while ago, but there's kind of never not a good time to be playing Warframe. Like, that's a game I'm just going to be playing for forever, dipping in and out of. And yeah, it is a very good time to jump in right now.
Great. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Warframe, make sure you do that and let us know in the comments what game you're playing, whether it's big, small, doesn't matter. We will read it on the next show, which, by the way, the next Hotkeys will not be next week, but the week after due to the holiday. But you can look forward to Hotkeys every Friday at noon. Thank you so much for watching.